Photoshop interface. Document window. Document window is the large area in the center of the interface where the image is displayed. It's also where we edit the image. The actual area where the image is visible is known as the canvas. The dark area surrounding the image is the pasteboard. The pasteboard doesn't really serve a purpose other than to fill in the space around the image when the image itself is too small to fill the entire document window. The document window displays the image. Document tab. At the top of the document window is the Documents tab. The tab displays the name, file type of the document and current zoom level. The tab is also how we switch between document windows when we have more than one image open in Photoshop. Zoom level and status bar. In the bottom left of the document window, find more information about the image. The current zoom level is displayed. By default, the status bar displays the color profile of the image. The document's current zoom level, left, and the status bar, right. Click and hold on the status bar to view additional information about the image, width and height, resolution, and color information, channels. The status bar displays more info about the image when you click and hold on it. You can also change the type of information that the status bar displays. Click on the arrow on the right of the status bar to open a menu where you can choose to view different details, document sizes, file size, or dimensions, width, height, and resolution. Use the status bar to view many types of information about your document. The toolbar. The toolbar, also known as the toolbox or the tools panel, is where Photoshop holds all of its tools. You'll find it along the left of Photoshop's interface. There's tools for making selections, for editing and retouching images, for painting, adding type or shapes to your document, and more. Expanding the toolbar. By default, the toolbar appears as a long, single column of tools. Clicking the double arrows at the top will expand the toolbar into a shorter, double column. Click the arrows again to return to the single column layout. The toolbar can be viewed as a single, default, or double column. The toolbar's hidden tools. Photoshop includes lots of tools. In fact, there are many more tools than what we see. Most of the tools in the toolbar have other tools nested in with them in the same spot. Click and hold on a tools icon to view a menu of the other tools hiding behind it. For example, by default, the rectangular marquee tool is selected. It's the second tool from the top. If I click and hold on the rectangular marquee tools icon, a flyout menu appears. The menu shows me that the elliptical marquee tool, the single row marquee tool and the single column marquee tool can also be selected from that same spot. We'll learn more about the toolbar in the next tutorial. Most of the spots in the toolbar hold several tools, not just one. The Options bar. The Options bar displays options for whichever tool we've selected in the toolbar. You'll find the Options bar along the top of the interface, just above the document window. Options for the selected tool appear in the Options bar. If I choose a different tool from the toolbar, like the Crop tool, selecting the Crop tool, then the options in the Options bar change. Instead of seeing options for the rectangular marquee tool, we're now seeing options for the Crop tool. The Options bar updates each time a new tool is selected. The Menu bar. Along the very top of Photoshop's interface is the Menu bar. The Menu bar is where we find various options and commands, all grouped into categories. The File menu, for example, holds options for opening, saving and closing documents. The Layer menu lists options for working with layers. Photoshop's many filters are found under the Filter menu, and so on. We won't go through every category and menu item here, but we'll learn all about them in future lessons as they become important. The menu bar runs along the top of Photoshop. The panels. Along the right of Photoshop's interface is where we find the panels. Panels give us access to all sorts of commands and options, and there are different panels for different tasks. The most important panel is the Layers panel. It's where we add, delete, and work with layers in our document. But there are lots of other panels as well, all of which we'll be looking at later. The panels are located in a column along the right of Photoshop. Panel groups. To save space on the screen, Adobe groups related panels together. For example, let's look at the Layers panel. Just like the document window, each panel has a tab at the top which displays the panel's name. Notice, though, that there are two other tabs to the right of the Layers tab. One says Channels and the other says Paths. These are other panels that are nested in with the Layers panel in the same panel group. The name of the panel that's currently open in the group, in this case, the Layers panel, appears brighter than the others. The Layers panel is one of three panels in the group. Switching between panels in a group. To switch to a different panel in a group, click on its tab. Here, I've opened the Channels panel. To switch back to the Layers panel, again click on its tab. Click the tabs in a group to switch between the panels. Where to find more panels in Photoshop? By default, only a handful of panels are displayed at first. But there are many more panels available to us in Photoshop. You'll find the complete list of panels under the Window menu in the menu bar. Selecting the Window category in the menu bar. The panels are listed in a long, single column. I've split the column in half here just to help it fit better on the page. To select a panel, click on its name in the list. A check mark to the left of a panel's name means that the panel is already open. Selecting a panel that's already open will close it. All of Photoshop's panels can be accessed from the Window menu. Workspaces. Finally, let's look at workspaces. A workspace in Photoshop is a preset collection and arrangement of the various interface elements. Workspaces can control which of Photoshop's panels are displayed on the screen, along with how those panels are arranged. A workspace can change the layout of the tools in the toolbar. Items in the menu bar, along with keyboard shortcuts, can also be customized as part of a workspace. By default, Photoshop uses a workspace known as Essentials. The Essentials workspace is a general, all-purpose workspace, with an interface layout that's suitable for many different types of tasks. But there are other workspaces to choose from as well. We can switch between workspaces using the Workspace option in the upper right of Photoshop. In Photoshop CC, the Workspace option is represented by an icon. The Workspace icon in Photoshop CC. Click on the icon, or the selection box, to open a menu of other workspaces we can choose from. Photoshop includes several built-in workspaces. Each one customizes the interface for a specific type of work. As I mentioned, Essentials is a general, all-purpose workspace. If you're a web designer, you may want to switch to the Graphic and Web workspace.